Hello everypone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing part 2 of the Black Veinblight MLP horror AU created by StarDust, a Discord member and I believe either mod or admin within my server. They were really happy about me doing part 1, but as y'all know if you've seen the first part, I said I was going to be doing part 2 either the day after or today. And it is today, and I think it is time for me to look into the rest of what is currently up of the Black Veinblight MLP Horror AU. I'm pretty stoked. StarDust's profile is here on the screen. Definitely check her out. Give her some support. Her AU is really solid, and I really like it. Before we jump in, make sure to check out the description. That way you can check out the Spotify, you can join the Discord server, and many other good stuff down there. But that's completely on you. So anyway, let's jump into the Black Veinblight and continue where we left off from the last time we were here. Alright, so this is where we left off on the Black Veinblight MLP Horror AU. We're on Chapter 1, Part 12. So let's continue, jump right into it, because I'm pretty excited to read the rest of this, hopefully today. Pick what happens next. Everybody picked Go On Your Own. If you remember, StarDust had a decision, and what she could have either done is listen to the orders of Celestia, or she can make her own way. And obviously, she's going to be going on her own. So let's see how this goes. Okay, if she won't be honest and tell me what's happening, then I'll just have to find out for myself. And then it highlights here. Is that it? I don't know the difference. It just shows more of a shadow for the text here. She waited inside her room for nighttime to fall. She wasn't at all surprised that Celestia never came to check on her, as if it even truly mattered at all. StarDust already made up her mind. She was going outside the castle grounds. She figured she would observe the Everfree Forest from above for a short while before heading over to check on Fluttershy. The end goal would be to either get information from Twilight or end up finding Luna, wherever she disappeared to. I hope I can find you, Luna. I hope nothing bad has happened to you. Perhaps if I help you, Celestia will finally see me as one of you. Once I'm out of here, I'll use my magic to try and find you. I hope I'm not too late. Then she took off from the balcony and flew above the clouds. She did all she could to avoid where Celestia might see her as she flew towards the Everfree Forest in an attempt to find answers, and possibly even Luna. I think I can see the Everfree Forest from up here. I hope Luna is down there. There's a foosh right there. And she's going down. I'm scared. Where am I? Luna? Where is everypone? Where do I go? So obviously StarDust is in a bit of a predicament here. Alright. What is this? It's so warm and wet. And there's blood there. A scream. Oh, shit. Is that Rarity? It's my blood. And there's the banging. Rarity screaming. Make it stop. Please make it stop. And there goes Rarity out from the boutique. Although, clearly that's not the boutique, but it is what it is. It's another dimension. A different... like, an AU is an alternate universe, so it could be her boutique as of right now. I don't know. So that was basically Rarity just, like, flipping the hell out after realizing the infection is really taking a hold of her. Now, Chapter 1, Part 13. What happened? All I remember is that flash of light and then falling. And it looks like StarDust is hurt here too. Her hair is a bit more messy, she's a bit dirty, she has a leaf on her head, and she's bleeding near the top of her skull. I think I fell in the Everfree Forest. Is somebody there? I think I see a shadow over there. Hello? Hey, it's okay. I just had a small fall, that's all. Is that a child? Apple Bloom? Hey, you're the new princess, right? I am, I think. Your head is bleeding a lot. How hard did you fall exactly? I was rather high up. Then I saw a beam of light. I think someone was trying to hit me. We need to keep moving. I can tell you what I saw when we have a safe place to rest that head of yours. That would probably be the wisest of our options. Thank you. They walk further down the path, keeping alert in case the attacker might still be around. Soon they get to a small clearing in the woods. Just a little further down the path in the clearing, they see a fence. It's rusty and barely holding together, but it's clearly abandoned. They listen for any signs of movement and look to see if anything looks to be recently disturbed. No pony's been here in ages. They slowly and carefully make their way closer to the fence to see a house on the other side just a small distance away. That place should be safe enough, and if anything comes inside, we will know because there's not as many trees around to block the view. That also means that whatever it was could already have their eyes on us. If I had any other options, we would have done so, wouldn't we? Valid point. Let's just get inside before something else happens. Unfortunately, this room is the only one that doesn't have so many holes in the walls. It'll do just fine until we can get back our bearings. I'm glad. I'm so exhausted. That reminds me. Why are you out here? Why aren't you with your sister? Well, Applejack was really busy with the gala coming up, and I didn't have much to do. Even the girls were busy, trying to find their cutie marks and whatnot. I just wasn't feeling it, so I figured I'd go visit Zecora and see if she needed help with anything. It was a while after I started to walk into the forest that I saw a strange light, like magic. Okay, but did you ever see Zecora? Or have you been outside this entire time? Your sister must be so worried about you. If she even noticed. Do you still want to know what I saw before you were shot down, or nah? Yes, I'm still interested in what you saw. It had to be another pony, yes? It looked like Rarity. What? Now we have Chapter 1, Part 14. It's so dark outside tonight. I hope Luna is doing okay. This place, I don't recognize it. Suddenly, I don't feel so well. Where am I? Where did all my friends go? Wait, who is that over there? Hello? Luna? What the hell happened to Luna? I'm so glad I found you. What is this place? Where are we exactly? Why are you here? Did Celestia send you? How is StarDust doing? What's going on? Do you know what Rarity is sick with? Is she gonna something? I can't read the rest because it like cuts off from the screen. Have you seen her? She went missing a while ago after we found her, but according to GAMBLEHOOF, he's from Los Pegasus. She was really, really sick. Is there a cure or medicine? I don't know. There's a lot to read here. You don't look so good. Are you sick too? If you are, could I get a few notes from you to see how you're doing so I can keep a record? Does Celestia know you're sick? You are sick, right? I don't want to just... Luna? What is wrong, Looney? Oh. Help me, please, Twilight. And then she gasps. I have to stop falling asleep during my studies. I couldn't tell if it was really Luna or just a bad dream. Now that I think about it, they haven't reached back out to me in some time. Maybe I should go visit them in person. They're probably just really busy. Probably think it's just a common cold. Maybe the letter just didn't sound urgent. Or maybe it's so bad that they are investigating. Just showing up could interrupt that, and Rarity never gets better. I really need to go to sleep. I'm overthinking too much over this. Twilight then heads upstairs to go to bed. Follow for more. Chapter 1, Part 15. The front door of the hotel creaks open. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, yeah, that is 14. Alright, Chapter 1, Part 15. The front door of the hotel creaks open slowly. Kage walks in hesitantly, for the silence is creating an eerie feeling he only ever feels when something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong here. Where is everypone? There isn't even anyone at the desk, and everything is so silent in town. Whenever I did see some pony, they moved like shadows. Something is definitely wrong here. The only pony I saw nearly my entire time here was the Princess of Friendship. Once I look around here, I should go back and see if I can get more information from her. Maybe what I find could also be useful. This place didn't look this big on the outside. And I can't check every room. Most of them won't open without a key, and there was hardly any behind the front desk. This is a lost cause and proving to be more trouble than it's worth. Kage. That voice. That's not possible. Mother? What the hell? Look at the door over here, little hall. What? Something's crawling out there. No! What is that? He then turned and ran, slamming the doors to that hallway. He now sits in the lobby trying to process what he just saw. That thing sounded like my mother. Could she really be here? Could that thing be her? What the hell happened here? I need to go find that princess and tell her about it. If it is my mother, maybe I can save her somehow. He stands and runs from this place. He goes out and search for the princess to find answers and hope she'll save his mother. Follow for more. So this is a video and it says there's between parts to help with context. So I'm going to watch this, see what's in here. And I began to hate your kindness, your loyalty, your honesty, and your magic. I didn't read that. I didn't see it on the top until... Stop! I didn't see it until the last moment. You 5 are, and you will, die of it. That, I promise. Happiness, joy, laughter, I think. Therefore, I am. So that's something to do with Pinkie. Does she hate the other main 6? The other members? Does she? That's crazy. Now we have Chapter 1, Part 16. We have findings and studies made by Twilight Sparkle. It seems that whatever this sickness or virus is, it affects every species of pony differently. So far, I've only been able to study the Earth pony species. Since Rarity escaped the boutique, I've decided to write down my findings and draw diagrams the best I could to try and get a better understanding and hopefully even find a cure. When I went back to the boutique to check on Rarity and to investigate possible reasons for her ailment, I found something that looked like some sort of cotton, but it was black and had odd qualities that were not like any cotton I've ever seen or have read about. This was the only possible reason. Everything else there seemed fine, other than the blood and broken surroundings. It seemed like she was in so much pain. I believe it to be of importance to also mention that when creatures become infected, they go feral and attack living things that hasn't come into contact with the cotton. I found Opal. It seems like there was a struggle. I fear that Rarity might have eaten her, or at least tried to anyways. Rest in peace, Opal. I will now showcase the current stages that I know of about the virus in regards to Earth ponies. Stage 1. The cotton seems to have some sort of invasive parasite of some kind. It has thorns as well, so I believe you should be fine as long as it doesn't break skin. The skin makes a kind of darkened shadow where the inner skin is infected and the bottom hoof here is infected. Pony is unaware of any threat. Stage 2. At this stage, the pony may begin to experience hearing things or voices that aren't there. They are also more irritable or easily triggered. Mane and fur are less maintained due to stress and paranoia. The shaded shadow has spread and black veins have started becoming visible through the skin. The skin may also become irritating and itchy around the wound, which will explain why Rarity was so itchy. Stage 3. This stage is usually when the patient is fully aware that something is very wrong, but it is too late to act upon. Sanity is getting very low at this point. Appetite is gone, beginning of malnutrition. Eyes are red with irritation, becomes bloodshot shortly over time. Fur and hair color is starting to fade, and shadows and black veins have spread to all limbs. Stage 4. This pony is no longer the pony you once knew. Whatever these shadows are, they turn them into the darkest part of themselves. Stay away by any means necessary. Sanity has depleted to 5% through 0%. Cutie mark is fading away. Appetite has turned into more of a carnivorous diet. Teeth are breaking and seem to become fangs. Very hostile to non-infected, and a rookie nurse got in the crossfire when doing room cleanup. And also under the bottom of this little thing here, it says that it only eats things that must be living with a question mark. This is all I have gotten recorded so far. As of right now, there are no signs of a cure. No more room cleans after stage 3. I will be joining Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash in a few days from now to look for more specimens and to check in on residents in Ponyville to make sure there aren't any more infected we don't know about. I hope I can figure this all out before it gets too out of hand. I'm sure you can, Princess. We all believe in you. But I just got someone killed by doing something as simple as their job to clean a room. Twilight, that wasn't your fault. She knew the risks. She should have had someone go in with her. I'm gonna go back to the library. I sent a message to Pinkie, so I have to go and speak with her about something I need her to do. Twilight ran from Nurse Redheart and to the library to wait for Pinkie while trying to process and contemplate what to do. Nurse Redheart went back to work and to give out the new orders that no one will clean the rooms after stage 3 any longer. So the infected process sounds horrible because they only realize something's wrong when they get to stage 3. Now we have character sheets, part 3. Definitely the character sheets are the parts of this AU that do take me the longest, because once again, I'm just letting you guys know, not very great with cursive, so. Oh my god, she got rid of the cursive. That's actually going to be so much smoother for me. Twilight Sparkle. She's exhausted from multiple reoccurring nightmares. She is still trying to find out what's wrong, and every time she thinks she has finally made a breakthrough, something happens to tear it all down. She just found out that her research on the Earth Pony from the previous part went through an unexpected mutation, meaning that the virus is evolving at a rapid rate. Oh boy. Oh, I got a burp. Excuse me. Sleep is 80%. Hunger is 40. Thirst is, I think that says 2 or 9. Hard for me to tell there. Stress is 89. Sanity is 98. And awareness is 40. My magic is already burnt out? What is happening? So many ponies are getting sick now. What's causing it? Where did Rarity go? Fluttershy, where is Discord? Fluttershy returned to her cottage to check on her animals and see if Angel had returned. Unfortunately, the only thing she found was all her animals thrown around like rag dolls and blood everywhere. Angel always found the other animals somewhat annoying. Now they stay silent and made perfectly lack of life. She cut her mane shorter to prevent possible incidents. She had a sense that something was very wrong and didn't want to risk the worst, knowing what was going around town. Sleep is 74%, hunger is 38, thirst is 50, stress is 96, sanity is 50, and awareness is 10. Angel, what's the matter with you? Where is everyone? Pinkamena Diane Pie. After seeing Twilight at her library, she was asked by Twilight to temporarily stop taking her medications to see if her pinky sense would come back to tell them if something bad was truly going to happen. However, Pinkie has still yet to return to her normal self again, which means neither has her pinky sense. She has only seemed to become slightly more paranoid due to her encounter with Nightwolf and learning about what's been happening in Ponyville. Sleep is 40%, hunger is 45, thirst is 38, stress is 81, sanity is 89, and awareness is 5. Why is Twilight telling me what to do? Twilight only ever cares about herself and her duties, never her friends. Who really was that girl in the Everfree Forest? Rainbow Dash. Still looking for the Apple Bloom. For the Apple Bloom? You mean for Apple Bloom? She had found Scootaloo gravely ill and messed up and had brought her to the clinic. She was heavily concerned due to her symptoms, but Nurse Redheart told her to not worry and that Twilight will have everything under control soon with a cure. With that bit of reassurance, she reluctantly went out to search for Apple Bloom in hopes to find her soon, and in better health. Sleep is 16%, hunger is 25, thirst is 32, stress is 41, Sanity is 94 and awareness is 1. What is happening? Are Applejack and the others okay? What happened to Scootaloo? Where's Apple Bloom? There's Applejack. She looks a little dirty. She continues to wait to hear back from Rainbow Dash while still attending her duties on the farm, as if nothing is wrong. She's not close enough to Ponyville and is a bit isolated to the growing problems of the town's ponies, but she has hopes and tells herself that every pony is fine and safe, so she can do her chores unbothered. Sleep is 12%, hunger is 84, thirst is 62, stress is 48, sanity is 99, and awareness is 0. Where is Apple Bloom? Where'd that pup run off to? I'm sure every pony is just fine. I haven't heard from Rainbow in a while. Spade GAMBLEHOOF. After the events at the boutique and the meeting he witnessed between Twilight and the other ponies at the library, he's been trying to make exact sense of the situation. He wants to go home, but since the virus seems contagious, the train and all air travels have been cancelled. Ponyville seems to be in a slight quarantine until further notice. He wanders the streets of Ponyville, questioning himself on why he even decided to come to this town to begin with, and why he didn't just go straight to Canterlot. Sleep is 72%, hunger is 65, thirst is 84, stress is 37, sanity is 88, and awareness is 48. Although one thing I gotta say about that is he can't leave because the train and all air travels have been canceled. Which I would assume meaning like he would either take the train or he would take like some kind of flight like device like a plane or something to get home. But he has wings, meaning he could literally just fly home. But also another thing to think about is what if the virus is airborne? If it's an airborne virus, then that would make a lot more. Kage. On his way to see Twilight after a bone-chilling encounter, he can't wrap his head around what happened or what he even saw. Was it only in his head, or is what he actually saw real? Either way, it can't be good. Hopefully the princess is able to help in some way. Sleep is 5%, hunger is 12, thirst is 10, stress is 98, sanity is 72, and awareness is 50. What happened here? None of this makes any sense. Was that real? Mother? StarDust and Apple Bloom. Hiding in the Everfree Forest together, they hadn't come up with any ideas on how to get out on their own, so they made a fire pit in the attic. The smoke travels through a small hole in the ceiling. After this, they wait for help to arrive. StarDust seems to be unable to use her magic. She thinks it has something to do with the beam that hit her when she was flying over the forest. She needs to figure out who it could have been so she can fix her magic. So, sleep for both of them, there's 10% and 89%. Hunger is 32 and 66. Thirst is 28 and 54. Stress is 59 and 32. Sanity is 75 and 94. And awareness is 50 and 2. So I'm guessing the one on the far left is Apple Bloom, because she seems more unaware, like she knows what's going on. And StarDust is trying to figure out what's going on, so she only has 2% awareness. In the shadows of despair, an ancient curse whispers through the winds, finding the hearts of pony folk to their darkest desires, turning hope into ashes and love into betrayal. StarDust. Now you have Chapter 1, Part 17. Feels like I've been flying for days now. I wonder where Apple Bloom went. Scootaloo didn't even know where she went. She wasn't with Pinkie and obviously isn't anywhere in Sweet Apple Acres. She wouldn't go into the Everfree Forest, would she? I hate it there. She went to see Zecora, maybe. What did I get myself into? She flew down into the forest, and there she is. Zecora shouldn't be too far. I'll just drop by and see if she is there, and I can be on my way out of this creepy place. Wait. Zecora? She's infected, isn't she? You shouldn't be here, Rainbow Dash. Did Apple Bloom not tell any pony? Actually, we haven't been able to find her for a few days now, and I was kinda hoping she was here with you. Oh my, this is quite troublesome. What should really matter is finding where Apple Bloom is, and that she be safer than I. Yeah? Now, a question I must ask you. Rarity, when did you last see her? Honestly, it's been a while. Twilight told us not too long ago to stay away from her boutique, and that she wasn't safe to be around. I think she also mentioned that she was really sick, and that she could be extremely contagious. This part is very true. You know? Zecora, what do you know about this? Not much, but what I do know is that this sickness is not of our world. What are you saying? This virus is magic in nature. A cursed some pony brought it here. I saw Pinkie Pie, but it wasn't the Pinkie Pie of our world. You should find this Pinkie Pie after your search for Apple Bloom is complete. I must return to my cottage now to continue my research. Please be safe. I will tell Twilight everything you've told me. Maybe you two can work on it together. That would be greatly appreciated. What? Somewhere else. Same time. Apple Bloom. Is that... Apple Bloom, stay behind me. And there's some gurgling. I see the little, like, mustache thing here. I'm going to take a guess. This is Rarity? Or, I don't remember the character's name, but he's, like, orangish in color. And he has, like, a little beard that hangs from his, like, neck. Kind of like a goatee. Oh, there's no more in there. I got to go ahead. Now, Chapter 1, Part 18. Such stupid ponies. I must kill them all. I will not allow myself to die. Who is that freaking GAMBLEHOOF? Did he go psychotic? I have to kill them all. That stupid princess will get us all fucking killed. If they're dead, then they can't infect others. I can't die. I am God. Die, 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 die. So he's just killing ponies now. GAMBLEHOOF became a psychopath. Just die. Why won't you just die? Useless creature. How many of you must I kill? He stomps the pony's head as they reach out for help. He believes if there are no more ponies to infect, then the virus will die. Hey everypony, it's StarDust. I know this pony's death is probably really sudden, but I did not wish to continue this person's involvement in my story any longer. Something happened recently that made me no longer trust or want to continue drawing them. If you wish to know more, then you can join my Discord server to find out for more. So honestly, I guess that's the end of GAMBLEHOOF. Man, so that's a way to write him off, make him a psychopath, and just have him disappear into nothing. Apparently he did something bad though, so that's a yikes. So now we have more character sheets here. Spade GAMBLEHOOF had been going around Ponyville secretly attacking ponies. Also, it says he's infected, killing them in gruesome ways. If he deems them a threat, ever since coming into contact with Rarity, he has never been himself. Actually, hold on real quick. Was the pony that he killed off an individual that she wanted to write off and it wasn't GAMBLEHOOF? I don't know. I didn't want to read all of it because I thought it would be really negative, and I'm trying to keep it positive here, even though it's an AU. And if you guys want to know more about it, you can definitely like pause it in that part of the video to read or this or that. But GAMBLEHOOF just looks like a complete fucking psycho here. You can see the little veins all over him. His eyes are bloodshot. So yeah, he's a psycho now. If he deems them a threat. Ever since coming into contact with Rarity, he has never been himself. He didn't like how the meeting with Twilight went and thinks they're just wasting time until the infected come and kill them all. So he's decided to kill them all before they become infected and kill them instead. He's been caught and submitted into a psych ward on the outskirts of Ponyville. He came into contact with the Veinblight. He is infected. Stats: sanity is 1, stress is 90, aggression is 98, hunger 75, thirst is 86, and sleep is 0. Twilight, not infected, but she doesn't look very good. Twilight was at the hospital when she found everything in disarray. One of the patients had broken through containment. They were practically a walking corpse. She found herself trapped inside the hospital with Nurse Redheart and Scootaloo. She found a knife in the break room where they were hiding and have barricaded themselves inside. She curses at herself for not thinking of the possibility of this happening after the last incident with the patient and not acting fast enough to have saved anyone else who was here at the time. Oh, excuse me. She spends her time in the room writing down in her journal. The virus affects every pony differently. It is impossible to find enough similarities to know how to stop all of this. The best we can do now is stay away from them, avoid them, and contact with the cotton at all costs. Stats, 70's 87, stress is 86, aggression's 20, hunger's 46, thirst is 32, and sleep is 25. So she got a little bit more sleep. I can't keep this up much longer. She's not your friend anymore. Stay behind me, guys. Stay back. Celestia, or Tia, infected stage 2. That would explain that one image with her being watched. Maybe that's her realizing she's infected. I don't know. She became infected after coming in contact with the cotton. She found the cotton in the garden and remembered something that Twilight had mentioned. In one of her letters, she mentioned finding a black cotton in Rarity's boutique. She took a few and brought him inside. Her study to research them and understand them better. Unfortunately, in the process, she wasn't aware that one of their thorns had scratched her. She would usually wear her crown and shoes, her shoes covering the scratch. But now her skin has become too irritable. Her mane and tail have lost their magic already, and her horn has burnt out from testing on the cotton so much in a desperate attempt to find a cure. Stats, sanity's 20, stress 70, aggression 23, hunger 45, thirst 25, and sleep is 2. Twilight, Luna, Cadence, I'm so sorry. Luna is not infected, but with a question mark. Tried to contact Twilight through a dream share. Celestia had sent her on a mission to find the source of the virus, not knowing that it had been closer than she thought. Luna had gone to the Everfree Forest in search of the source, and found the other Pinkie. Finding her in such a state has spiked paranoia, and since finding her, her magic is weakened. She continues to try and reach Twilight or her sister, but she hasn't been able to reach Celestia at all since she left. She's very paranoid and anxious, but she tries to keep her spirits high. She saw some pony flying in the sky above her and shot a beam of magic to try and get their attention, but her lack in magical strength ended up nearly hitting them and ended up making them crash. She is worried about them. Oh, she's the one that shot StarDust. Okay. Stats, sanity is unknown, stress 84, aggression 23, hunger 50, thirst 75, and sleep is 20. Sister? Who was that? Where's my magic? Hello? Pinkie? Pinkie Pie, AU, infected stage unknown. She's the Pinkie from an alternate universe. Followed Nightwolf through the portal and went into hiding when she was told a possible outcome of her affliction. After a while, Luna came into the forest and accidentally found her. Luna interrogated her for what felt like hours, maybe even days, locked away in a small cramped room in an isolated cabin in the dense Everfree Forest. Eventually, Luna lost interest in her and began to focus more on her worries for her sister and the weakened state of her magic from contact with the infected pony. She often whispers to herself and talks to imaginary versions of her friends, pretending it was pre-virus, when everything was okay and she wasn't alone. She thinks about how Nightwolf didn't come back and her heart breaks, truly believing that there is no hope for any of them anymore. Perhaps all of this was deserved. Stats, sanity's 2, stress 40, aggression 50, hunger 89, thirst 62, and sleep is 0. And she's just giggling to herself. Poor Pinkie. Now we have chapter 1, part 19. In another dimension, the incarnate of chaos himself lays oblivious to the worsening epidemic. I haven't heard anything from Fluttershy in several days now. This really isn't like her at all. I should probably go check in on her and make sure everything is okay. I would just hate to burden her so close to the gala. She did seem very excited about it. I never really understood the whole point of such parties as the gala. I could try and make her duties a little easier, I suppose. Then she'll have more time to spend with me, haha! Alright, I've made up my mind. Let's go and see what's got that little pony so busy that she couldn't even send a hello to me. Oh my! This definitely proves to be rather troubling. Surely would justify my needs for worrying. There is blood all over. What could have caused such a scene? It smells of ponies and dark magic. Perhaps magic poisoning, but seems to be more curse-like behavior. Anyone else, and they'd assume a wild animal had done this. Such carnage. I wonder if whoever did it is still around, other than the grisly sight. It would also seem the air is also heavier. There isn't any ordinary situation I've ever felt. Something is certainly wrong. I was right to come and check on. Oh, heavens me. I need to focus. I came here for Fluttershy, and I'm here talking about heavy air. I'm sure Twilight already knows and is already doing her princess thing to fix it. I need to go see Fluttershy immediately and make sure she's okay. Oh great. More things to distract me. I don't need this right now, and there's just 4 sets of eyes back there. You ponies can get into whatever trouble you want. I don't have the care, nor have the time, to meddle in business of which isn't my own. He then flew away to go see Fluttershy. He didn't care to investigate those ponies watching from afar, unless they had been related to matters regarding Fluttershy. He only cared for the safety of Fluttershy, his only true friend. What was that? I heard something. Show yourself. Hello, Fluttershy. Discord, you really shouldn't be here. Now, Fluttershy, is that any way to speak to your best friend? Discord, I'm only saying it because it isn't safe here right now. Well, now that you mentioned it, the ponies I saw earlier didn't really look all too well. However, this doesn't change my mind on the fact that I want to help, and would have sooner if one had asked. I genuinely didn't even really think about asking. I didn't want to risk you getting sick or hurt too. As considering as that might be, how do you think I would feel to have no idea what was happening and finding out something bad happened to you? You're right. I'm sorry, Discord. Unfortunately, by what I was able to collect from just the sight and heavy weight alone of this place, it would seem this virus purposely attacks magic and one's strength. It seems to have gotten to the point that my own magic's weight is rather exhausting, so I've decided that I am going to take you with me back to my home. For your own safety, if things have gotten this bad so quickly, I don't trust that any of your friends will figure this out anytime soon. And as your friend, I will not stand by and let the worst happen to you. Discord, I can't just leave my friends here. They need me. And that's why you're out here in the middle of the forest and not home at your cottage, where it is actually safe. You aren't immune to death, my friend. I'm not there because Angel became infected and killed all my animals. Nowhere is truly safe anymore, Discord, and the sooner we find a cure, the sooner we can get back to when things were safer. Well, that is worrisome. So what do you plan to do then? I don't really know, but I can't just sit by and let this happen to the people I care about. Now that is something I can agree on. I'm definitely worried about Twilight though. We haven't been able to find her, and the contained infected had broken free from the hospital and have now spread all over Ponyville and the surrounding forests and plains. Well, Fluttershy, I'm sorry to have to do this to you at such a hard time, but you don't seem to be giving me much of a choice at this point. Before Fluttershy had any chance to protest further, Discord had snapped his fingers. They were both whisked away in a poof of pink smoke and transported to his realm. They wouldn't be heard from again for a while after this moment. Discord cherishes Fluttershy far too much to let her become one of those things. Understandable. Chapter 1, Part 20. The sun has yet to rise for several nights. Guards in Celestia's castle have seemingly gone missing, as they are no longer at their stations. Canterlot looks like a ghost town. Soon, the supposed time for the gala arrives, but none of its guests do. Sometimes, if you listen close enough, you can hear someone walking around inside the gates. Many of those who get close suspect the queen to have fallen ill after her sister left and hadn't returned. After all, it's been weeks now since the outbreak happened, and no pony has heard from Celestia or Luna this entire time. Some even theorized that Celestia had something to do with the outbreak as a way to control her people. Twilight hasn't heard from them either, which only raises the people of Equestria's suspicions. After all, what could she be hiding inside the castle walls that would have her remove her guards as well? or send the help to her star pupil. However, those who are close to Celestia or pay attention to her behaviors and habits would also know that she is stubborn. If something were to ever happen to her, she wouldn't tell anyone and would face it alone. She would even hide such things from her own sister, believing fully that she was protecting her. Unfortunately, with this stubbornness, she ended up falling right into the clutches of the darkness she most feared. Luna? Luna, my dearest sister, where are you? Something is terribly wrong. I can't seem to use my magic at all. No matter how hard I try, I can't seem to raise the sun. Sister? Tia? Sister? How far you must have fallen to come to me for help. Just look at you. Disgusting creature. How could you say something so cruel? I am your sister. I am in devastating need of your aid. You are as naive as ever. Look at yourself, sister. You are beyond simple aid. The only thing that can save you is death. And rightfully so, since you decided to leave your people in the dark. Shut up, you irritant bitch! You know nothing of my stressful duties. You couldn't even do a simple mission. You never came back. This is... Wait, what did you just say? Luna never returned. You're not my sister. Who are you? Speak. Tell me now, you deceiver. So small-minded, but why on earth tell you? You can't even comprehend what is happening to you, can you? It's honestly pathetic. You're not real. Perhaps not to any pony else, but to you. I am very much real. Oh, that's thumbnail. That's thumbnail worthy. Now we got more character sheets here. The following content holds mature content. The story is meant for older and more mature audiences. You have been warned. There's some censor lines here. Oh my god. That's bad. Okay. There's the trigger warnings. Abuse, SA, this word I'm not reading out loud, gore, guns, drugs, suggestive content. Oh boy. All characters and storylines are completely fictional and are only meant for entertainment. Big Macintosh is unaware and not infected. Big Macintosh is currently at Sweet Apple Acres. He's been stressed out over the disappearance of Apple Bloom, but hasn't had the time or opportunity to go look for her himself. Applejack reassures him, time to time, that she is a strong filly, and that they will go look for her when they finish building more fortifications for their camp. Health is 94, hunger 67, thirst 24, fatigue 50, mental is stressed and overwhelmed. Status is working on fortifying Sweet Apple Acres with Applejack, and he has apples and I think that says yolk in his inventory there. Thunderlane, semi-aware and not infected, was told by Rainbow Dash herself that the infection was happening and is a major threat. Excuse me. However, he doesn't really believe her due to lack of evidence and that the virus hasn't gotten to Cloudsdale. Health is 99, hunger is 89, thirst 70, fatigue 60, mental is fine, status ignorant to the virus, currently in Cloudsdale. She sounds absolutely crazy. What is RD talking about? Even if that's true, we're safe in Cloudsdale. Dr. Hooves is aware but not infected. He was at the hospital when everything went to shit. Was one of the few who managed to escape and lock the doors to the hospital. He was one of few who also was tasked with studying and tending to the infected. He's actively trying to come up with solutions and what to tell every pony in regards to what happened at the hospital. Health is 60, hunger 30, thirst 37, fatigue 23, mental is stressed, scared, and overwhelmed. Status, currently on his way to the mayor to update her on a situation. Inventory, he has a scalpel and a jar. I'm such a coward. I should have gone back for them. I'm sorry, Nurse Redheart and Twilight. I'm sorry. Derpy Hooves, unaware and not infected, although she doesn't look very good. In this universe, it isn't uncommon... In this universe, it isn't uncommon for those with disabilities or birth defects to get bullied. This is one reason Pink and Mina's friends were so insistent that she goes on meds to avoid anything happening to her. No pony knows what group is targeting these ponies, but no matter how much it's looked into, nothing ever seems to come up. Derpy is a regular victim of these attacks. Poor girl. Health is 38, hunger is 50, thirst is 23, fatigue is 17, mental is anxious and depressed. Status, currently walking home after being attacked by a group of masked ponies. Inventory, a chocolate muffin and a torn cloth from an attacker. Why? I'm sorry. Why does this keep happening to me? Excuse me, that's why I was having some trouble reading a minute ago. I felt like a cough was coming up and it was like bugging my throat. Tree hugger, unaware and not infected. Currently in the park, hidden in a makeshift tent. Getting stoned and snacking on sweets among some other ponies. She noticed how quiet Ponyville had gotten lately and decided to take advantage of the opportunity to get high without any interruptions. However, she can't tell if some of the distant screams and running is her mind or reality. Health is 100, hunger 89, thirst 34, fatigue 50, mental slightly paranoid, status hidden in the park with some friends smoking kush, inventory a unsolicited baggie and pastries and assortments. I feel amazing right now. OMG, I could eat anything right now. What was that noise? I freaking love Tree Hugger, dude. Coco Pummel. Semi-aware and not infected. Coco Pummel was attacked by a frightened animal. The animal has a scratch on it that was shadowed. Hang on, I don't know why I'm having so much difficulty reading these parts right now. Maybe it's because of all the words on the screen and I'm just messing up here. Let me try doing this from the beginning to make sure I can read it smoothly. Coco Pummel was attacked by a frightened animal. The animal has a scratch on it that was shadowed and was acting very spermatic and unpredictable. After the attack, she headed to the hospital to get cleaned and checked only for the hospital to be locked down and dead silent. She decided to go to Fluttershy's afterwards, only to find she wasn't home either. After not knowing what to do, she decided to go to Sweet Apple Acres to see if they could help her out, since everywhere else seems locked down. Health 33, hunger 56, thirst 47, fatigue 67, mental is stressed and very frightened. Status on her way to Sweet Apple Acres, and I feel bad because she has like a big cut over her eye right here. Thank you for reading. I just wanted to say thank you all for your support and helping me motivate to keep this story going. Also, if any artists or other AU writers are interested at all, I am wondering if I can get some help so that I can push out my episodes faster and get the story going a little better. I have been doing everything on my own, including when I was homeless, so my story hasn't progressed as fast as others might have. Anyways, if you are interested in assisting me or just for funsies, join my Discord server, and the link is right there at the bottom. Although, why would it mention that one word and I haven't seen anything of it? Which, don't get me wrong, I'm thankful for, but why was there a trigger warning for it and I didn't see anything of it, unless it was counting Derpy, and that's just sad. So we have a little bit of background lore. In my dimension, the Shadow Ponies were an entire civilization that King Sombra had merged with the Crystal Ponies when he took the throne. So that's I can't read in time. I'm trying to remember your name. I don't know. I can't remember her name right now. Stop skipping the words, AU. It's getting ridiculous. Something at war with King Sombra and blank. Shadow Ponies like myself were more highly skilled in fighting. However, Celestia was determined to save her ponies no matter the cost and summoned King Sombra to a meeting to negotiate peace. He agreed. However, balance. Sombra declared that she was to give him a bride. Thinking she wouldn't go through with it, but she did. StarDust, Luna's pupil. As much as Luna protested. Arranged marriage? This is barbaric. She doesn't deserve this. She's still one of your subjects. Sometimes to save the many, a few must be sacrificed, is all she ever said as her argument. StarDust. I was the one who was sent to collect her, as me and her had been. One could even say that she knew me better than I knew myself. It saved me in the end, but if I had it any other way, to be with her. Soon the wedding came. She was nowhere to be found. We later learned that Luna had helped StarDust escape using an old banishment spell used by wizards long ago to get rid of monsters and criminals. Sombra was furious. The wedding was a disaster. Ponies claimed he had gone mad, meaning he never had intentions of ever ending the war. After this, Celestia lost her credibility and Luna started gaining more favor of the people. The main six were doing their best to keep things running while things slowly fell apart in Canterlot. As for Sombra, it wasn't until a few weeks later and the Canterlot army was starting to gain an upper hand that strange cotton was starting to grow on the battlefield. The shadow ponies were completely unaffected by its cuts or effects, but normal ponies of Equestria. Luna gave me the scroll with the spell to find StarDust and warn her, but now that I'm here, Pinkie had snuck in behind me and entered this world, bringing the infection with her. I told her to go find a place to hide and not get caught, since I still consider her a dear friend. I found the other Pinkie though. She is nothing like our Pinkie. She goes by her. She takes a lot of medication that dulls her moods. She's a real bitch. I almost started getting used to the cozy atmosphere. A town not plagued by war and disease. But I noticed the cotton starting to grow here in town. The silence was deafening, and the castle in the distance looked practically deserted. There's Sombra, the evil SOB there. Oh, he's sending it. I will make you pay. Oh, he's trying to make StarDust pay? What an ass. What an ass. Twilight Sparkle is aware and not infected. Has been hiding in a staff room at the hospital for several days, alongside Nurse Redheart and Scootaloo. She has been trying to keep it together, but it's obvious that she's starting to slowly lose her mind. She only saved 2 people, but when it happened, she witnessed countless ponies being slaughtered, or turned into those monsters. She could do nothing but watch in horror. She needs to take control. She wants control. Health is 200, hunger 68, thirst 50, energy 30, status slightly unhinged and very overwhelmed. In her inventory, she has I don't know if those are beads, a quill and ink, and a book. I have to get out of here. Where's Celestia? Fuck off, me. It's so quiet out there. I'm fine. So stupid. Pinkie Pie is aware but uninfected. Pinkie, the Pinkie Pie of this world, is now off her meds, as requested by Twilight. It's been a few weeks after she first stopped taking them, and her mane and tail for finally poofed up again. And so has her Pinkie sense. It's been going off for days, especially after the outbreak at the hospital. She knows something bad is about to happen, but she can't quite figure out what it is. She stays bunkered down at Sugar Cube Corner. Stats, health is 98, hunger 100, thirst 96, energy 99. Status, stressed and worried, but trying to keep it together at Sugar Cube Corner. I have to hide. Inventory, balloons and candies. Glad to see you're back, Pinkie. Rainbow Dash, not infected. Rainbow Dash just finished up with telling Applejack that she will no longer be searching for Apple Bloom. She had been searching for days, maybe weeks, and still hadn't found any sign of her. Then she heard about the hospital being on lockdown due to an outbreak, and supposed sickly-looking ponies had escaped. She worries about Scootaloo, who she had recently brought to the hospital a few days ago, for being sick. She is on her way there now to find Scootaloo and get her out of Ponyville. Stats, health 93, hunger 87, thirst 57, energy 28. Status, tired, stressed, and anxious while en route to the hospital. Inventory, cloud, 2 apple ciders. Scootaloo, please be safe. Why can I never just catch a break? I'm sorry, Applejack. Applejack is infected with a question mark? Oh God. Oh no, not Applejack. While working on fortifying the farm and thinking about Apple Bloom's safety, she didn't realize that she had accidentally scratched herself on something on top of that. Rainbow Dash had stopped by only to tell her that she was no longer going to search for Apple Bloom, as the hospital had an outbreak and she needed to find Scootaloo. Applejack feels betrayed by Rainbow and is now desperate to find Apple Bloom. Stats, health 64, hunger 70, thirst 32, energy 12, status, feels betrayed, overworked, and worried at Sweet Apple Acres, has apple cider, 2 apples, and a rope in her inventory. She'll be fine, Big Mac. I'm fine. If I can stand, I can work. Cheerilee is infected stage 1. She went to school like any other day to teach her students. She noticed that some fillies were acting strangely and seemed ill, but she didn't want to make them feel bad by calling them out and decided to just pull them aside after class. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Chaos erupted in the class within moments during class. Little fillies running, screaming, and even laughing. Cheerilee was attacked by some when trying to flee with some fillies. She managed to grab, telling them to run home. Stats, health is 56, hunger 70, thirst 45, energy 35. Status is fearful, dazed, and running to the hospital. She has nothing in her inventory. Run, my students! Hello? What's happening? Nurse Redheart is not infected. Nurse Redheart is locked in a staff room at the hospital with Twilight and Scootaloo. She's trying to hold herself together for Scootaloo's sake, as she slowly starts to notice Twilight becoming more and more unhinged as each day passes. She knows they can't stay here forever, even though she cries and mourns the many deaths of her once co-workers, friends, and patients. She knows what matters now is getting Scootaloo safely back to Rainbow Dash. Stats, health 92, hunger 47, thirst 50, energy 60, status anxious about Twilight and worried about Scootaloo while in the hospital. Inventory, painkillers, a potential vaccine. Scootaloo, stay next to me, please. Twilight, where is Rainbow Dash? What happened to Dr. Hooves? Scootaloo is unaware but also uninfected. Scootaloo was brought to the hospital when Rainbow Dash found her outside of school looking sick. Rainbow Dash took her to the hospital to get her looked at and left to go find Apple Bloom. But it turned out that Scootaloo wasn't infected, but was only pretending so she didn't have to go to school alone without her friends. All she has is a small cold and sits waiting in the hospital, currently with Nurse Redheart and Twilight, hoping that Rainbow Dash will come save her again. Stats, health 67, hunger 48, thirst 65, energy 87, status sick, sad, anxious, and hopeful. She has her helmet and lollipop in her inventory. Where's Rainbow Dash? Why is every pony hurting each other? What's wrong with Twilight? I'm sorry for lying. Sweetie Belle is unaware and non-symptomatic. Infected by Rarity unknowingly through interactions in early stages, possibly by kissing. Sweetie Belle is infected but shows no symptoms, and is completely conscious and aware of her surroundings, unlike other infected. However, she still has the ability to infect other ponies and is still a danger to those not infected. Ponies who are infected also do not attack her. She's been roaming the streets of Ponyville searching for her sister and her friends in hopes to find help. She doesn't know she is infected and is scared of the infection. Stats, health 87, hunger 60, thirst 34, energy 63, status scared, lonely, and cold in the streets of Ponyville. She has nothing in her inventory. I miss my sister. Why is every pony getting sick around me? What's wrong with me? In the stillness of the night, the twinkling stars illuminate the sky, offering a glimmer of hope and reminding us that light can guide you through darkness. Yet, within these shadows, we comfort our deepest fears, or confront, not comfort, and hidden sorrows. The darkness can feel suffocating, filled with the haunting echoes of our past, challenging us to seek the light that lies just beyond the horizon. Now we have Chapter 1, Part 20. Not too long ago at Sweet Apple Acres, Rainbow Dash flew down in a worried hurry, calling for Applejack. Applejack! Applejack! Well, hey there, stranger. Haven't seen you in a hot minute. Have you found any sign of Apple Bloom yet? Actually, I came here to tell you that I can't keep looking for her anymore. Something happened at the... So you mean to tell me you came all this way just to say you're giving up on my sister? No, AJ, it isn't like that, I swear. Then tell me, what is it then? I was trying to tell you. The hospital is under attack. There was a disaster and all the infected have broken out. That's the last place I saw Scootaloo. And the last place I saw Twi as well. There could still be survivors, but this has to be priority. Twilight is our only current hope to find a cure for this madness. And what about my sister? Just gonna leave her out there to fend for herself? What if it was Scootaloo out there? Scootaloo is also in danger. Scootaloo also doesn't have anyone besides me to defend her. I need to find her. Applebloom still has you guys to go find her. So if this makes you mad at me, I don't care. What should be important is the safety of everyone. If it's so important, then maybe you should go find her yourself. I have my own problems that I have to solve on my own, with no help from any pony else. Fine. Go solve your own problems. Don't expect anything else from me. You couldn't even do one thing for me. And suddenly your true colors show. See you around, Applejack. She's obviously angry. Traitor. Hey, AJ, did I just see Dash? Yeah. She came to let us know that something happened at the hospital. Nothing crazy, but we should finish up the fortifications around the barn. Oh, okay. I'll let Granny know. Any news on Applebloom? Oh, yeah. Dash said she needed some help on the ground to look for her. So after we finish up here, I'm going to pack some things and head out to look for her. Are you sure that's wise? We have to find her. She went missing under my watch. I couldn't forgive myself if something happened to her. Fine. Just stay safe. Let's just finish this work first. Yeah. They went back to work with fortifications as AJ tried her best to keep her mind focused. Rainbow Dash flew high above the clouds and is on her way to the hospital in hopes to find Scootaloo and Twilight. If only she knew the horrors that awaited her there. Oh boy. Now we have Chapter 1, Part 22. Pinkamena steps outside of the bakery to see the streets unnaturally quiet and vacant of its normal festivities. She looks up and down the streets, hoping to spot even the slightest hint of life, only to be met with more harshly dead stillness. She has been gathering up the courage to leave her home to seek out her friends, hoping to find answers and resolve to what's been going on. After all, she stopped taking her meds, as Twilight had requested, and her pinky sense had slowly been recovering. However, before she has the chance to continue, she is stopped by Mrs. Cake. Pinky, are you sure you wouldn't prefer to wait it out inside with us? It'd be much safer, and I can make us all some nice hot cocoa and cakes to pass the time. For a second, I thought it said mint hot cocoa, but I think that sounds really good, like mint hot chocolate. As much fun as that sounds, Mrs. Cake, I really gotta find my friends and figure out what's going on so I can help with whatever I can. Rest assured, though, I'll come back as soon as I get answers, and then I can happily accept your offer. Okay, dear. If there's no changing your mind, just promise me that you will come home in one piece, okay? I pinky promise. Okay. I'll tell the Cake Twins so they don't freak out that you're gone. See you when you come back home, Pinky. After Mrs. Cake had gone back inside, Pinky turned back to the streets with a sigh. As she trotted down the empty streets, she pondered where she should head first. Twilight's library was silent and dark. The hospital looked almost completely deserted. Sweet Apple Acres looked like a boot camp. The forest looked even darker and more dangerous than ever. All these places had answers to her questions, but where should she go? A. Twilight's library, B. the hospital, C. Sweet Apple Acres, and D. the Everfree Forest. Okay, so I'm going to get an idea here. I'm looking at the chat here, or not chat, but the comments of this. I see 1 vote for A, 1 vote for B. And I don't see anything else. Oh, I see 2 for B. So I guess the hospital is what won. Now we have part 23. The hospital, as I predicted because of what I looked at in the comments. The hospital sounds like a good start. That's where Twilight has been treating the sick, so I should be able to find answers there. Maybe if I'm lucky, even bump into Twilight there too. That way I can also let her know I'm practically back to my old self again. Gurgle, gurgle. Pinkie's tail twitched as she heard the distant sounds of gurgling draw nearer. She knew what this meant and that she should hide, but her need for answers drew her towards the sounds rather than away. As her tail steadily began to twitch even harder, she came to realize that it was coming from the same direction as the hospital. The hospital seemed to be in major despair and deserted. There were infected everywhere, most being in early stages. Thanks to her tail, she was able to avoid detection and stay hidden. She noticed the wall had completely broken down and figured this was the only way in and out. She trotted down the hallway, occasionally looking behind her to make sure she wasn't being followed. She looked through the windows on doors she passed, hoping to see any pony that wasn't sick. Maybe even find Twilight and find out what happened here. She traveled to the other side of the hospital. The elevator was faulty and unusable. The only other choice were the stairs. Other than a small barricade and a mess of blood and gore of those who must have been trying to flee, it was easy to maneuver to the 3rd floor. When she opened the door to the next floor, it was revealed to what must have happened here. The flood had blood. Oh, that says the flood had blood all over the floor? Does it mean floor? I think that meant floor. The floor had blood all over the floor. Trails from where ponies were dragged into their end. The rooms that once held the sickened ponies are now vacant, messy rooms. Eventually, she made it to a room at the end of the hallway. Staff only? Maybe some pony is still alive in there. Another infected. I should get inside. And there's the gurgling or grumbling of an infected right there. Pinkamena ran into the staff-only room and locked the door behind her. Twilight? Pinkie, what are you doing here? Haven't you seen that everything has gone to shit? I wanted to find answers and help if I could. You were right about my meds. I have my Pinkie sense back. What answers could I possibly have that wouldn't have been answered from the carnage and monsters that you saw outside? Well, for starters, how are you alive? Is there anyone else? Nurse Redheart and Scootaloo were with me, but Redheart took Scootaloo with her to find Rainbow once it was quiet outside. Well, I didn't see them on my way in here. Then perhaps they got to safety. Do you intend to stay here, or would you like to come with me? From the looks of things, I don't think there are any more things you can really do here. I suppose that would be the wiser choice. Where will we go? I was thinking either your library or AJ's farm. We should go check up on AJ and update her on what happened here. That is a wonderful idea. We should go as soon as you're able. I want to get out of this place. Let's go now. In just a few moments, they gather a few things and headed out, using Pinkie's sense to avoid any contact with the infected. Now we have Chapter 1, Part 24. Deep inside this Everfree forest, Luna trotted to the cabin she had been staying in since being away from the castle. It was this cabin that she found Pinkie. She was the alternate Pinkie from the universe that StarDust originates from. It was also the same cabin that Luna and her sister would go when they had family vacations from the castle. There are so many memories. Luna slowly and quietly entered the cabin after a long day's search in the woods for clues and tracks. Little did she know, her night had only promised her a much darker problem. As Luna entered her bedroom, she could no longer see those once pleasant memories that were so easy to see before. It pulled at her heart, but she knew she couldn't show weakness now. There was a problem that she needed to have a clear mind for. I almost don't recognize this place anymore. That it always looked this dark and dirty. If I try hard enough, I can almost smell mold. But that can't be right. I couldn't have been away that long. I wonder if it has anything to do with that imposter, Pinkie. Speaking of her, I should probably go check on her now. I feel bad for the way that I left things with her before I had to leave. I should ask her if she would like anything to eat. I wonder if she's also asleep. for the light was off in her room when I came inside. Luna slowly left her bedroom and approached the door to Pinkie's room. There was a faint glow inside the room. Purples and greens and a slight blue from across the room, where the bed would be near. Luna tried her best to not breathe in any possible fumes. Upon closer inspection, it appeared that there was mold and mushrooms all over the room. The mushrooms seemed to produce a green spore. Luna didn't want to test it if it was infectious. Before closing the door, she looked further into the room, trying to see the altar Pinkie. Pinkie! She had transformed. Luna, why do you hide from the darkness in which you were born into? Is it not your birthright? Do you fear the very darkness that you create? Oh, she looks super cool like this, though. Now we have more character sheets here. Trixie. Health is 98, Hunger 78, Thirst 87, Energy 38. I'm going to try to get through this because there is a lot of reading in these character sheets. And with how dry my mouth is, I've been taking drinks every few. I just keep messing up, and these are getting really difficult to read with how many words there are on the screen. So I'm going to try my best here and try to make it quick. Status, with adrenaline still pumping, she found the commune after running from infected in Ponyville. She was going to Ponyville to visit until her caravan was attacked. Luckily, she wasn't inside when it happened and she was able to flee. She didn't know why these ponies were acting that way, only that they looked sickly, hurt, and malnourished. She ran for days, only resting when extremely exhausted. The image of the pony's dead-looking appearance still fresh in her mind. She wonders from time to time what might have been wrong with them and if she could turn around to warn other ponies, but she doesn't, as she can't get herself to go back to that awful scene. After days of running, she found the commune. Now Cece takes her deeper into the commune to meet Starlight. Cherry Blossom, Health 57, Hunger 7, Thirst 23, Energy 35. Status, 2nd gen follower and one of Starlight's most devoted and loyal followers. Joined the commune with ease due to his kind and gentle nature. Doesn't like conflict and never had many connections or ties to the outside world. Came upon Starlight's commune when foraging nearby forests, and just next seemed to find a reason to leave, eventually calling it home and its followers his new family. His job is foraging the nearby forest for any food and helping with growing crops. Before joining the commune, he was basically a nobody but a flower boy and didn't have many friends or family. That is how he looked before joining Starlight. Clover Cloud, Health 87, Hunger 16, Thirst 17, Energy 67, Status Loyal and Extremist. Follower of Starlight, the pony was around when the commune first founded. They were only a little younger than Starlight and looked up to her like a mother figure since she lacked one herself. They clipped their own wings to show how loyal they were to Starlight, even though it was not important for them to do so. They do not hesitate if it gains Starlight's attention. Their job is guarding the barriers of the commune and sending messages to Starlight before joining the commune. They were just a filly who was abandoned by their parents until Starlight's people found her and took her in. This is how they would have looked before joining Starlight. Strawberry Mellow, Health 67, Hunger 8, Thirst 12, Energy 66, Status newest follower under Starlight's leadership. Found Starlight's commune after searching for a town to settle in when leaving her family home. She didn't quite fit in amongst her hometown, so she set out to find a place she did and find like-minded people like her. She ended up finding Starlight and was convinced to join their beliefs after a very convincing show put on by Starlight herself. Her job within the commune is making desserts and watching over the young. Before joining the commune, she worked in a sweet shop that specialized in sweet fruits. That is how she looked before joining Starlight. Starlight, Health 120, Hunger 10, Thirst 15, Energy 78. Status governing her town and keeping her followers in line. Was given a vision by the presumed divine, which she calls Urabusia, their deity living in the shadows, and grants moments of insight through Starlight and another unknown companion. She was given a small gift of foresight, only being able to see a few hours into the future by their worshipped deity, as well as a health boost by 40%. However, due to living conditions in the commune, they're all slowly starving. She idealizes their companion who helps to feed them and gives them what they need to stay alive. The commune are completely isolated from the rest of the world and have no idea what the virus is or what's been happening outside of the world of Equestria. In shadows deep where whispers coil, what possible dark secrets lay before this trickster pony? Amidst the charm, a soil, unseen roots, and night, honeyed phony. Her laughter dances light and bright, yet beneath the smiles a chilling plight. The town's sweet facade, a twisted game. Each friendly face hides an ancient name. In moonlight glades where echoes creep, the secrets ancient buried deep. What magic stirs, what fate aligns, and bonds of trust where darkness twines. So tread with care, young heart so bold, for in the light, true horrors unfold. What possible dark secrets now draw near, await within the cult's veneer. Honestly, I really like Starlight's poems here, but it definitely makes me have a thought I do need to say at the end of the video. So we have 2 more parts. I've been reading a lot today, and I have to get this video uploaded by 4, and it's already 2:31. I've been recording for an hour and 19 minutes now, so let's get into this. Where the hell am I? I've been running for so long. What day is it? Wait, I think I can hear other ponies. Maybe I can stay there for a few nights to regain my strength. And there goes Trixie. Hey, what is this place? I've never seen this place on my map before. Hello, outsider. Welcome up to our home. Miss Glimmer will want to see you. Actually, I was hoping to just find a place to rest my head for a night or two before continuing my journey. You should talk to Miss Glimmer. She is the mother of our perfect town. Mother? I suppose if I have no other option, I'll speak with her then. Lovely. I will bring you to her. Whatever you say, I'll follow. And there she goes. I actually really like her design. She looks really cool. And I like her energy. She is just inside here. Try to keep a low voice, though, as she might be doing sounding very important for Irabugia. Irabugia? She is our beloved and all-powerful deity, who speaks through Mrs. Glimmer herself. You must see it for yourself, as it is the most amazing of experiences. I see. I'll have to take you up on that. Trixie trotted inside slowly and cautiously as Cece watched intently. This place seems a bit messy. Does she clean it all? Where is she anyways? I think I hear voices downstairs. Maybe it's her, but if it isn't, I should look around first. Kitchen. Messy and practically barren. Does nobody have any real food around here? No wonder they're so skinny. They're starving. The bedroom is a pigsty. I can smell a strong mildew musk coming from the ceiling and walls. Hard to believe someone who runs a whole town would live like this, especially since the townspeople look up to, get so much and hold so much respect and admiration for her that they choose to starve. She walks into the hallway and sees an open door. It was a long stairway down into the basement. The walls were peeling and the stairs creaked without any weight being applied to them. She pondered if she should descend the stairs or she should stay upstairs. However, she was so exhausted for going several days without proper sleep or a meal. She slowly crept her way down the old stairs and into the basement. The basement was dark and the smell of mildew was overwhelming. Miss Glimmer was nowhere in the house, so she had to be here. Miss Glimmer, are you down here? I was told to speak to you about having a place to rest for a few days. A hidden door cracked open behind a rickety bookshelf. She approached it and peeked inside. There was complete darkness. She couldn't see anything, but she could hear sounds of groaning and dripping sounds. Suddenly, there was a sound behind her. Creak, creep, gasp. Now we have the final thing here, part 20, or chapter 1, part 25. So there's Trixie gasping. Are you Mrs. Glimmer? Yes, I am. Why are you down here? I was brought here by a brown Pegasus to see you about getting a place to rest my head for a few nights. Yes, I know, but why do you only wish to stay a few nights? Because something has happened in Canterlot and Ponyville. I'm traveling to the Crystal Kingdom to warn ponies and it'll be safer there. No place is safer than this place. Tell me, what exactly are you running from? My caravan was attacked by diseased ponies. They barely looked alive and terrifying. They were everywhere. Well, you can stay here as long as you like. Nothing bad has ever happened here since Urabija's gift was bestowed upon me. Thank you, Mrs. Glimmer. Just make sure to follow our rules while you are here and be kind to my followers. Of course, Miss Glimmer. Please, you can call me Starlight. Anyways, I have some business to attend to. In the future, please don't come down here without my presence. Of course, Starlight. They both went upstairs. Starlight went out to tend to her followers' needs, and Trixie found a decently clean spot in the house to set up her bed. Trixie thinks and ponders all the questions she has about this place. The smiles, the burned cutie marks, the state of the town and its occupants. Starlight's supposed gift. Who or what is Eurobeja? The room in the basement. All of these questions, but no way of answering them unless she breaks Starlight's rules. And if caught, what would the consequences be? Oh my goodness, that was a long read. I've been here for over an hour, and I have so much editing to do for this video by 4 p.m. But honestly, I really like this AU, but I definitely have positives and criticisms to talk about. And I think I want to get the criticisms out of the way, because in the first part, I love the first part that I recorded on this AU. I didn't really have any negatives to say whatsoever. But the second here, I have a few. So let's start off with the first. It's a very small one. It's not very important. When Zecora was involved in the story, she didn't make Zecora rhyme, which I know a lot of people do that. It's a lot easier to make her not rhyme. And if it wasn't for anything that wasn't rhyming related, I don't think it would have been that much of an issue. But then I noticed with Starlight's poems at the end of AU Slides, she was rhyming perfectly well, so she could have easily made Zecora rhyme a lot better to give Zecora that heavy character trait that Zecora has when it comes to speaking. Even though it's very small, I do think it would have added a lot of quality to the AU in those parts with Zecora being involved. 2, this is a criticism in a way. I think near the end, my mouth is super dry, so I was definitely having some trouble reading. But as I was trying to get through a lot of it, there was a lot of character sheets. And on the character sheets, there's a lot to go over. And an absolute lot, and it's very time consuming. And honestly, this is also super small. But if anything, it's a recommendation. At least for someone like me. For someone like Jacer, they could read it no problem. So I guess this is just a personal preference. I think with a lot less words, it would have been a lot easier for me to read without messing up. So I guess in a way, it's not really a criticism, it's just a personal preference. I wish there was a lot less reading there. But if you take that away, the AU is fantastic. The story is absolutely amazing. I really like the story and how it's going so far. But I finally got to the end of part 2. I still think the art was absolutely amazing. The story is fantastic, and StarDust did an amazing job. But I also noticed a lot of spelling errors at certain parts too that I didn't notice in the first part going over this AU. And I don't know if that was exactly an accident or she was collabing with somebody and they did a part and there was that. Like I said, I mainly just say that because sometimes when I see spelling errors, I have an even more difficult time reading it. And I'm not saying any of this to be rude in any way whatsoever. This is a very solid, great AU. And I loved it a lot. It was so much fun to read. But there was also just a lot there. Like, there's a lot of content. If you want to be busy for a while, read this AU on your own time. You'll be busy for at least an hour or two. It's a very solid, long-length AU. But I'm finally done with it. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you did. Dislike if you didn't. It's completely okay either way. I really don't mind. If you really like the content on the channel, hit the bell icon. Whether you're subscribed or planning to subscribe, it helps me out a lot and it helps you guys out a lot. And yeah, definitely check out this AU in the description down below because Starlight put a lot of work into here. But that's all I got to say. I hope y'all enjoyed and I will see you all in the next video. Peace!
Fuck this, I'm an evil person. I keep glitching out, I hope that I hurt him. Fuck this, I have no sympathy. 40's fake, 40's fraud, fake fuckers to be. Fuck this, you have made me glitch out of reality. Fuck whatever